Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a great day. If you saw my video of me racing at Brands Hatch, you would have seen that about 3/4 of the way through the race the exhaust ruptured. Well, heard that the exhaust ruptured. It split all the way around the manifold. So I now need to get the manifold off the car, which is going to be fun because I'm going to be doing it on the driveway, laying underneath the car. The car's a race car, so it's already quite low. So I'll jack it up as much as I can. Normally have a ramp to be able to get it on and off, which would be a lot easier. So I'll do it on the driveway, laying on my back. Hope I can get it off quite easily. So wish me luck and enjoy the video. I'm stuck. Right, I'm just going to mark the exhaust because I think I can get it off. It's fairly loose at the bottom, so I want to mark the plane that it's in, just so that we can make sure we match it up. It's going to be tricky because it's come off centre, but if I put a line like that, hopefully that'll help. Okay, we're nearly there. Got to undo the top manifold bolts. Let's just see if we can get it loose. What I'm going to use, plumber's grips. They're always a good tool to have. These bad boys. Plumber's grips. No grip in them. Come on. Because that side's actually loose. Yeah, that's loose. Right, so we need to undo it at the top. Coming off now. Oh God, that's really stuck. Come on. Gotcha. Whew. Yes, baby. Whew. That took some doing. Right, now we've got it apart. See the extent of, well, it's just fallen, fractured totally in half. See how it goes together. Something like that. Possibly weldable. Right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this to Andy Robertson Race Cars because he is a master welder. So they've obviously got that major fracture there. There's also, the camera picks that up, dark line there, potential blow there. Right, I'm going to take the other one off because if I'm taking one to the welder, get the other one off just to check it over. I've just taken some pictures from underneath and I can see a little black line which normally suggests there's a little bit of blowing. So I'm going to take the other one off and take them both up to see if they can be welded. Okay, exhaust manifold is back and he's done a very nice job as usual. Gone all the way around there, and he's actually put another plate on there, strengthening plate. Should help it. So as that's totally untreated, I thought I'd give the exhaust manifold a little coat of paint, obviously heat resistant paint, and also I noticed, I don't know if the camera can pick that up there, there's a knobble of weld in there, which I noticed that actually when I took it off the car. I'm going to file that down because you want it as smooth as you can. I mean, this is for a race car. You want the gases to leave the engine as fast as they can, and also it's a little bit rough down there, so I'm going to smooth that down as well with a file. So I'm going to do that. I did try using a Dremel file to file that knobble down. Doesn't seem to have done anything. So I've got my trusty Dremel, which is over there. I'm going to use my Dremel now, get the right attachment on it. Hopefully that will shift that. It's very hard. It's obviously a spot of weld. So we'll give that a go in a second. Okay, we're going to try the Dremel with a stone end. That's working. Okay, I don't want to go too far on that. That's definitely working. I'm just going to go in there this way. Yeah, that's pretty good. The last thing, I'm just going to use the mouse on the ends just to make them nice and flat. The reason I'm doing this is because I noticed one of the gaskets, well, one of the manifolds had a little bit of black on it, which means it was just starting to leak slightly. So I just want to get it as flat, as clean as possible, because this does actually bump a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Right, onto painting now. So it's an exhaust manifold, which obviously gets very, very hot. So I'm going to use this stuff, Motip, which I got from a local car store. But as you can probably see there, 800 degrees C, heat resistant. So we'll give that a go. It's black, so should give it quite a nice finish. Right, I've just hung them on the washing line, so hopefully my wife doesn't see. Hung them on the washing line, give them a quick blast of paint. Haven't heated the paint, would have preferred to have heated the paint, but I want to get it done quickly. But I'll use a hairdryer to heat the exhaust pipe up. Right, I have actually painted them, but I thought the camera was on and it wasn't, so I'll just give it another go just to show you how I did it. Quite simple, hairdryer. I'd already given them a coat, so that was just like Probably a fourth or fifth coat, to be honest. Right, pipes are all painted, ready for installing. I have just marked the ends of the pipes. I've put some lines around just so I can see how far they get inserted into the main exhaust pipe. Because I'm underneath the car, I want to make sure I get enough in without putting them under strain, because I wonder if this has been under strain which is causing it to fracture. So that will help me, guide me to see how much pipe is inserted into the sleeve of the main exhaust pipe. Right, I've tried to dry fit the manifold, and where he's had to weld it through this middle bit here, I'll show you there, it's brought it out of a line, so kind of these are pretty solid. They also go down into the one pipe, and I can't get it on the actual head of the engine. So I'm going to have to, I've marked that hole, I'm going to have to just file that out a bit. That's where I'm not quite reaching it onto the studs. So I'm going to file that out a bit and then see if I can get that to fit, and hopefully if I don't move the top hole, that will still be nice on the port of the head. That's the plan. See how I get on. I'm going to use this file. It's only a little one, but it's pretty good. It's got quite a lot of meat on it. I'll have to modify both sides, I think, otherwise I'll end up coming away from the exhaust port too much. We can afford to go a better distance because this hole is nearly 3mm more than the exhaust port hole. So it's about 1.5mm each side, all the way around. The exhaust manifold now goes on quite easily. I had to elongate the holes out a fair amount, probably a mil and a half, which is okay provided we don't go too far, because as I mentioned, the exhaust ports are actually slightly smaller diameter than the exhaust port there. But you might be able to see I did just get my Dremel and opened this up slightly, because this is going to be moving across on the head of the engine, just to make sure that there's no step from the exhaust port into the exhaust manifold. So I'll give you a quick demonstration of how it fits on the engine now. So that one's on nicely against the studs. I haven't put a gasket in a minute. This is just a dry fit, just to show how well it fits, and it pretty much centers itself as it goes over the studs, so that's quite good. New manifold gaskets. I'm just going to smear a little bit of exhaust assembly paste on the face of the gasket that goes against the head of the engine, only because the head's actually at an angle, and that will help stick the gasket there until I get the manifold actually in place. So we don't need a lot, just a little on there, a little bit on there. Smear that around with my finger. So I've just tightened the manifold bolts finger tight, just nipped them up so that I've got a little bit of flexibility on the pipes, and I've now lined the exhaust up, which is pretty much lined up, so that should slot in there. So I'm going to start to move the exhaust up, and then once that's done I need to get that rubber hanger in on its little hanger slot. So that needs to be done now, and I'll show you that in progress. Right, I'm going to do the manifold up. Manifold bolts are all done up, so I just need to do up the exhaust bolts now. Moment of truth, have I done everything up properly? So we're going to fire up ignition, fuel pump. Oh yes. Many thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe, and also don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Have a great night.